March 22nd, 1992, one of the most controversial incidents occurred in the sport of cricket. South Africa's hopes of winning the prestigious World Cup went into shambles as an abrupt and unfair rule was imposed in the semi-finals clash of the 1992 ICC World Cup between Proteas and England. An unusual ending to an international clash, that too on the grandest stage of all of them. When rain stopped play for 12 minutes, South Africa needed 22 runs from 13 balls. But when play resumed, the revised target left South Africa needing 21 runs from just one ball. A reduction of only one run compared to a reduction of 2 overs. A virtually impossible target was given. The hopes of the Proteas were crashed and is still debated if South Africa were robbed of the opportunity to advance to the finals. Many matches have already been affected because of the rain or other reasons. I know they use Duckworth-Lewis method to decide the revised target in the reduced overs, but I was wondering, how does that work? It can rain in the first innings or in the second innings or both, right? And not only once, but again and again. Every time the play is interrupted, Duckworth-Lewis comes into the action and used to set revised target for the team batting second. So then I decided to understand this method in deep. It may seem complicated, but no, it's not that much. If you have wondered the same, watch this video till the end. Let's try to understand in very simple terms the Duckworth-Lewis or DL method of setting revised targets for the team batting second. If you like the content, make sure to subscribe to this channel. This is Vishwas. Let's begin. Okay, let's come back to the story I told you in the beginning. Raining is pretty common, and as the time is limited to finish the game, you can't just continue to play the match until both teams play their innings completely. So when one-day cricket started, ICC used average run rate method to set revised targets. Logic was very simple. For example, let's say team A scores 250 runs in 50 overs. The run rate is 5 runs per over, right? So if the game interrupts and there is only 25 overs worth of time left before second inning starts, then the revised target is 125 runs. Simple as that. However, there was a biggest flaw in this method. For the team batting second, even though the overs are reduced, they still have 10 wickets remaining. So they can play aggressively and still win the game easily. The method was unfair with the team batting first. It continued until it was replaced by most productive overs method in 1991. But what does most productive overs method mean? Let's again say that the team A made 250 runs in 50 overs, out of which 10 overs were maiden. So the most productive overs of team A are those 40 overs in which they actually scored 250 runs. Let's say a game is interrupted after first innings due to rain, and when it resumed there are only 40 overs worth time remaining. In this case, team B's revised target will be still 250 runs in only 40 overs. This method was unfair with the team batting second, as they get penalized for their good bowling in the first innings, isn't it? Both these methods do not take consideration of lost wickets, and this most productive overs method cost South African team in the semi-final game of 1992 World Cup. The world was divided into two groups after this match. One was supporting England team, but the other group with the majority of people were supporting South African team. One guy was silently listening to the radio commentary where the commentator was saying, "Surely someone somewhere could come up with something better." Then soon this guy realized that it was a mathematical problem that required a mathematical solution. It was none other than the statistician Frank Duckworth. Along with another statistician, Tony Lewis, he came up with a method of setting revised target for the team batting second. The method was based on pure statistics and mathematics. In limited overs cricket, each team has two resources in hands. Number one, overs remaining, and number two, wickets remaining, right? Both previous methods did not consider remaining wickets into the consideration, and that was their major drawback. Duckworth and Lewis came up with a statistical formula where the target is adjusted proportionally to the change in the combination of these two resources. These two guys proved that if their method was used in the semi-final games between England and South Africa in 1992 World Cup, the revised target would have been 236 instead of 252. That would have left South Africa needing 4 to tie or 5 to win in the last ball. Doable, isn't it? The Duckworth-Lewis method was used on a trial basis in few matches until it was officially accepted by the ICC in 1999 as a standard method of calculating target scores in rain-shortened one-day matches. The main discussion of today is what was so special about this method and how the revised target is set. As I mentioned, each team has two resources in their hands, remaining overs and remaining wickets. At any point in any innings, a team's ability to score more runs depends on the combination of these two resources that they have left. Looking at historical scores, there is a very close correspondence between the availability of these resources and a team's final score, a correspondence which Duckworth-Lewis exploits. The Duckworth-Lewis method converts all possible combinations of overs, or more accurately balls, and wickets left into a combined resources remaining percentage. For example, 50 overs and 10 wickets means 100% resources remaining. Any of these resources is exhausted, combined resources remaining percentage becomes 0. The target score for the team batting second can be adjusted up or down from the total the team batting first achieved using these resource percentages. This is to reflect the loss of resources to one or both the teams when a match is shortened one or more times. Initially, it was used in one-day matches, but these days the method is used in T20 matches as well. For 50-over matches decided by Duckworth-Lewis, each team must face at least 20 overs for the result to be valid, and for 2020 games, 5 overs each. Of course, unless one or both teams are balled out and or the second team reaches its target in fewer overs. Let's have a look at this reference table used in the calculation. This is the standard version. A professional version which is used in international matches is not available publicly. It gets updated annually on the 1st of July based on recent matches data. In this table, horizontal axis represents wickets lost and vertical axis represents overs left. By looking at team situation, we can find out remaining resources. For example, Team A has scored 150 runs in 30 overs. With a loss of 2 wickets, means 20 overs are remaining and 2 wickets lost. By looking at this table, the team has 52.4% resources remaining. If this part is very clear to you, let's look at some of the scenarios when Duckworth-Lewis gives revised targets for the team batting second. Don't worry, the calculations are very simple. Formula of the Duckworth-Lewis method is as follows. Team B's par score is equal to Team A's actual score into Team B's consumable resources divided by Team A's consumed resources. Didn't catch that? भाई समझाएगा अभी. To those who don't know what par score means, simply speaking, par score means a score to tie a match. If Team A makes 300 runs in 50 overs, 300 is the par score for Team B. This is true with normal games, but when Duckworth-Lewis comes into the action, Team B's par score can be more or less than Team A's final score. Let's understand this in details. And for simplicity, let us make few assumptions. In following scenarios, we will be talking about only one-day matches, that is 50 overs per innings, played between two teams A and B. And for simplicity, Team A bats first in all the scenarios. If you already know how the calculation works, please skip to this timestamp. Scenario 1. Delay in the toss or beginning of the game itself. Due to rain, the match has been shortened to 30 overs per side. Importantly, both teams are aware of this reduction from the beginning of the match. Team A scores 210 runs in their 30 overs at a run rate 7 runs per over. In this scenario, Team B will also receive 30 overs to bat and with 10 wickets in hands, mirroring Team A's resources. Since both teams have the same resource percentages, there is no adjustment needed due to the Duckworth-Lewis method. Team B's target to tie the match is 210 runs, the same as Team A's score, and they will need 211 runs to win. Scenario 2. Interruption in the first innings and the innings resumes. Let's first check the case when Team B gets increased target. Overs available at the beginning of the game are 50. Rain starts after the completion of 30 overs, which means 20 overs are remaining. Wickets lost 2. If we look at the table, so far Team A has 52.4% remaining resources. When the first innings resumes, game is reduced to just 40 overs each. So only 10 overs are remaining for Team A to bat. By looking at the table, Team A has only 30.8% resources remaining to consume. All of a sudden, Team A loses 21.6% of its resources. Total resources consumed by Team A will be 100 minus 52.4 plus 30.8. That is 78.4%. Let's say Team A's final score after 40 overs is 240 runs. Note that Team A would have played even more aggressively if they knew that there would be only 40 overs, right? So in this case, Team B's revised target should be increased. This is exactly what will happen. Resources consumed by Team A are 78.4%. Resources to consume for Team B are 89.3% according to this table, even though both teams have 40 overs. Using the formula, Teams B's par score will be 240 into 89.3 divided by 78.4. That is 273 to tie and 274 to win. In reality, if Team B has more resources than Team A, the formula changes a bit. One more number comes into the calculation, that is average expected score. This average expected score is calculated based on the average of previous few matches. Let's not go into the details because it will complicate the things. Okay. There is also a situation of decreased target for the Team B. In the same example as taken previously, instead of 2 wickets, if Team A had lost 7 wickets before the rain after 30 overs, meaning they have only 21.2% resources remaining. Overs remaining after game resumes are still 10, means a loss of 10 overs. So now Team A has only 17.9% more resources to consume. Total resources consumed by Team A at the end of the innings will be 100 minus 21.2 plus 17.9, that is 96.7%. Team A's final score after 40 overs is 240. If we look at the table, Team B still has 89.3% resources to consume. As Team A has consumed more resources than Team B, their revised target will be reduced a bit. Team B's par score will be 240 into 89.3 divided by 96.7. That is 221 to tie and 222 to win. Did you get how it works? Let's look at one more scenario. Scenario 3. Interruption in the first innings and innings does not resume. Overs available at the beginning of the game are 50. Rain comes after completion of 30 overs, which means 20 overs are still remaining. Wickets lost 2 and current score is 150 runs. By looking at the table, Team A has remaining 52.4% resources. But the Team A's innings does not resume and match is reduced to just 30 overs each. So now Team B will directly start their innings. It will be unfair with the Team A if the target for Team B is not increased, right? Resources consumed by Team A are 100 minus 52.4, that is 47.6%. Resources available with Team B are 75.1% according to the table. So Team B's par score will be 150 into 75.1 divided by 47.6, that is 236 to tie and 237 to win. These were the scenarios when innings interrupts only in the first innings. Let us look at couple more scenarios. Scenario 4, interruption only in the second innings. This is the case of decreased target. Overs available at the beginning of the game are 50. Let's say Team A scores 300 runs. As all 50 overs are consumed by Team A, no matter how many wickets lost, total resources consumed by Team A will be 100%. Now, before Team B's inning starts, it starts raining, and overs are reduced to just 30. So now Team B has only 75.1% resources left from their original 100%. Then par score for Team B will be 300 into 75.1% over 100%. That is 225 runs to tie and 226 runs to win. The last scenario is scenario 5, when there is an interruption in both the innings. Again, overs available at the beginning of the game are 50. Team A's inning starts and rain comes after the completion of 30 overs, means 20 overs remaining. Wickets lost is 2. So far, Team A has 52.4% remaining resources. After some time, Team A's innings resumes, but overs remaining are just 10, means a loss of 10 overs. So now Team A has only 30.8% resources to consume. Total resources consumed will be 100 minus 52.4 plus 30.8, that is 78.4%. And Team A's final score after 40 overs is, let's say, 240 runs. So when Team B starts batting, the revised target will be increased. Resources consumed by Team A are 78.4%, and resources available to consume by Team B are 89.3% according to the table. Using the formula, Team B's initial par score will be 240 into 89.3 divided by 78.4, that is 273 to tie and 274 to win in 40 overs. So far, this is exactly same as the scenario 2's increased target. Now Team B's inning starts with initial 40 overs and 10 wickets in hands, which means 89.3% resources, and then rain comes after the completion of 20 overs. So far, Team B has made, let's say, 140 runs with a loss of 3 wickets. Means they have 49.1% resources left, according to the table. When Team B's innings resumes, they have lost 10 more overs. So remaining overs are 10 and 3 wickets are lost. So Team B's remaining resources will be 29.8%. So total resources that can be consumed by Team B are 89.3 minus 49.1 plus 29.8, that is 70%. Then the readjusted target will be set for Team B, that is 240 into 70 over 78.4, which means 214 runs to tie and 215 runs to win in 30 overs. As they have already made 140 runs, they will have to make 74 more runs to tie and 75 more runs to win in 10 overs. I hope you understood all the scenarios. If not, go back and watch again. Because of the Duckworth-Lewis method, many matches were taken to some meaningful and logical conclusion. However, Duckworth-Lewis method also created many controversies. This is simply because the complicated charts of par scores and run rates. Coaches or players misread them and lost the games. Or, as the resources is the essence of this method, even with just one more wicket was fallen, teams have lost the games. Currently, Steven Stern is the custodian of this method after the retirement of Duckworth and Lewis. That's why the method is called DLS instead of just DL. So far, this is the best approach we have got to set revised targets and draw meaningful conclusion of the interruption affected matches. You never know. Someone somewhere could come up with something even better. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry if I have missed something or said something wrong. Hit a like button and subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments your opinions about DLS method. I will catch you in the next. Until then, peace.